and sorcery. They put them together to make them the most powerful force we could face. And it's been holding us back a long time. Yes. I like how you thinking, Curtis Henderson, because I'm gonna inbox you later, because we're gonna do some work together, because you bring up stuff that'll help a lot of people. Okay, so now when we looking in to the 3D world, we get stuck on the car, the house, the dog, and the mailman. Bullshit. Bullshit. That shit is passe. But they tell you not to be selfish. Now check this out. If you're trying to attain God's status, they say you don't be selfish. But then as soon as you get God's status, they say you God. All of it is about you. That's selfish. So that's a contradiction again. So you got to look for the contradictions, and then you got to find out, why are they there? Why is the contradiction there? Because the contradiction is there to get your attention. It ain't there haphazardly. It's there to get your attention. Why is it telling you God stuff this way, guys think like this, and you can't think like a mortal because a mortal think like this, and it's the same shit. You know, it's the same shit. Yeah, they've been putting in a lot of movies about the black goo. As a matter of fact, the most popular one is Venom from Spider-Man. Venom is a personified black goo creature. And they kind of work something like that, but they only talk through the heart chakra. Meaning that when you, like for instance, my curse was unrequited love. So I'm probably going to be single till I die. But I'm good with that. Because as soon as I tell somebody I love them, it's over with. The relationship done. No, I can't do nothing to hold on to it because that's the curse. And it is tied to the black goo. When the black goo was removed from me, one of my students took it out. The Green 8, Dariel, took the residual black goo out. And he was like, man, what is this? I was like, it's the black goo, man. I didn't even go into it with him at that point. But ever since then, things has been happening at an alarming rate. And opening my eyes to a lot of things. One of the things is the process of the judgment day. We all right, India. We got this under control, sweetie. So, the judgment day, when the processes take place in the body, and we start to move up in the ascension, we start to see what it means about judgment day. See, everybody think that judgment day means God gonna come up there like the judge in the courtroom, hammer the gavel and give you a sentence, and it don't work like that, or with the gods, or with the ascended masters, or none of that. That's not how judgment day works. Somebody had to call judgment day. The curses are different, Juanita, but your life path, when you step back and you don't look at your life that you was living, you look at it from a third person perspective. Watch how you lived your life, and everything time something was going good, you did or said something, and then it all went south. Within a couple of weeks, it all goes south real fast. Your curse is whatever it was you did, is the manifestation of it. Soon as like for instance, some people are not allowed to have wealth. You can work and do good, but as soon as you cross a certain dollar barrier, you lose everything you got. You lose everything you got and you can't control it. And this is why a lot of celebrities die poor. Because that's their curse. Some people curse to not be allowed to have wealth. They can have everything in the world, but they can't have money. They can't accumulate wealth. That was a part of mine too. Because I can get the money. That's not hard. Getting money is easy. So once you learn how to ascend to your God self internally, and you know that for some people, ceremonial rites is what they call it, ceremonial magic. Ceremonial rites can accelerate the ascension. And then you know that when you start feeling all this crazy stuff inside, watch the thought. Remember, the thought is the cause of it all. Watch the thought. let's say, for instance, it's one of your kids who you love dearly, and something say, kill that motherfucker. That's not you. You have to confront that. That's not you telling you to kill your child. That's not you telling you to kill the person that you love that sleep next to you. That's not you. And most of us think because it happens inside our own head that it's our own thought. But we never realized that when we was growing up, we picked that shit up from every foul spirit being around us that was not right. You know? Yeah. Juanita, message me, inbox me on Messenger, and we'll get together and find out what you need. If one feels less of an emotion in the heart for someone, but has surpassed the feeling, is that part of ascension process? First of all, the love energy that radiate through the heart chakra, if it attaches to another person's heart chakra, ain't no breaking that shit. Y'all became soulmates whether you wanted to or not. And normally this is why people are supposed to get married in monogamous marriages, is because they found somebody that they can face the world with, and they don't have the worry of when I go to work, is a plumber in my house. That don't even cross their mind, you know. But you want to make a connection with a person. I'm gonna tell y'all the biggest and most neglected. Just Jasmine, you can inbox me when you get it. The biggest connection that we make with another person is by seeing the best parts of that person and cultivating that in the other person. So when you look at relationships now, this is what we see. Guy meet a chick, he thinks she hot, she think he hot. Okay, now, at that point, that's pure animal lust. He don't know nothing about her, she don't know nothing about him, so there can be no compatibility other than the physical attraction. That's what you call animal lust. But the conversation takes off, and then they find out they have this many things in common. They make a connection. Where you lost it, Jacqueline? Anytime, Ashley, just inbox me when you're ready, and if I'm not doing nothing, I'll chat with you. Ascension is death for the ego, realizing real eyes all is one. Hey, I just went over that, because I was told by some of my enlightened brethren that I had to let go of the ego. Then I let go of the ego. You know what they told me? You God. Now you got to have an ego. Contradiction. Why is it there? Right? Now think about this. The gods run shit. And they have to feel like they supposed to run shit. They got to feel like they deserve the right to be in the position of power. They got to know it without a doubt. What's the difference in the fucking ego trip? What's the difference in the Messiah complex in an actualized God concept? And you can love someone without any benefit to yourself, that's ascension, but you can never lose the ego. Whew, y'all coming at me with this one. Y'all coming right and exact. Okay, so the ascension has nothing to do with outside of itself who you can love. The ascension has to do with how well your love can be purified with your purified thoughts. That is when you get to ascension. Because once you purify the thought, there's nothing low vibration left. That's why they call it purification. What's going on, Chris? Then the emotional purification. When you clear the emotions, when you clear that shit up, you clear the emotions up by not feeling negative emotions towards somebody you love, which took me into the relationship thing. Guys, girls meet. It's the attraction first, the chemistry next. But nobody knows what to do next, because what you gotta understand is we are creatures of habit. As creatures of habit, if you meet a new guy, if you're a girl, if you meet a new girl, if you're a guy, you're gonna do all of the dumb shit you did to sabotage every relationship you ever had. When you go back and look at all of the dumb shit you did in your past relationships, you gotta do it all at the beginning. Both of y'all, not just one of y'all, both of y'all gonna do the same dumb shit, but it's not gonna work. Because you're on another level now. So when all of that dumb shit don't work, all that foolishness not working now. Now you sitting here with this person and you exhausted all of the ignorance. Ignorance is exhausted at this point, and you looking at this person like, I still love them. I done did the dumb stuff, the ignorant stuff, the foolish stuff, the retarded stuff, the sick stuff, and they still here. They love me too. We got to make this work. Most people gone by now. And that's what when we got rid of the rites of passage, this is how our minds created one for us. In order for us to weed through the weak relationship to find a solid relationship, we learn a series of foolish and ignorant things that run weak people away. They run, if the relationship is beginning off as a weak relationship, what we learn going through relationships teaches us how to get rid of the riffraff. But then there's always one we can't get rid of. They're either still standing there physically, or when we physically leave, they attach to us emotionally and we can't break the attachment. Sometimes that's due to other outside factors like blood rights or agreements made that haven't been correctly severed, contracts, soul contracts like that. But sometimes there's no contract involved. It's just the truth. And that also is a perfect candidate for you to do a ceremonial ascension with another person. And people keep forgetting that we can do that. Women get bitchy. Why do women get bitchy in a relationship? They losing their power and the man is not doing anything to empower her as a woman. That's fine, Jacqueline. Inbox me. As long as a man don't do nothing to empower a female as a woman, a relationship is going to always be rocky. As long as he's chopping her knees off every time she tries, and the same with him, as long as she's bringing him down every time he's trying to move forward and upward, the relationship not going to last. It can't work. Right? So we get to a point in our ascension where we start to see the rules for Judgment Day. Now I'm going to go over young Pharaoh, who I love that brother to death. That brother, he one of the Grail Kings too. I don't even know if he aware of it, but I think he is. You know what, Curtis? I'm not gonna deal with the attachment in the Buddha right now. But we're gonna touch on that. So on another video we'll go over some of the teachings of the Buddha and Dalai Lamas of the past, and maybe even some of the other great teachers, and what they were really talking about. The attachment that the Buddha talk about is attachment to the negative vibrations, the low vibration things that you attach to, because you got to attach to something anyway. All right, so now we ready to ascend. We ready to move to the next level, but there's a problem. We still got to clean this mess up. You can't go to nobody's house, mess their kitchen up, and just leave. That's rude, dirty, obnoxious. That's just foul. So before we can ascend into the fifth dimension, we have to clean it up. What do I mean by that? We have to show the people a lot of the deception out in the open in real time. So last week I heard young Pharaoh and General Seti called Dr. York out to judgment. Now, it sounds like they offered a debate to Nuwabians. So if you're a Nuwabian or if you know one, y'all need to pay attention. Pharaoh produced a document. It was a herpes test. And this herpes test is what they call a, in court, they call it a statement of fact. It's a statement of fact because it's medical evidence that has to follow a chain of command in the court system, and following the chain of command, it is presented as a piece of evidence to support the allegations and why they're there. So Pharaoh produced the document, right? That's part one. Now, if the other two parts not met, he not calling for a judgment day. Second part. The second part is the vexation of the grievance. Now, the vexation of the grievance is supposed to be rude, obnoxious. Who you looking for? Oh, here you go. So, the vexation of the grievance. A classic example. A classic example of vexation of grievance is Tupac. Tupac done everything by the code of righteousness. That's crazy, because some of the stuff he was doing, you would think he was dead wrong. But the vexation of the grievances is the most critical part of the equation. So they went through a series of vexations of the Catholic Church being condemned for pedophilia, black people concealing in their families and in their communities the same shit that the Catholic Church doing. And before we can go deal with Francis and his pedophile priests, that we have to first clean our own communities up. That was the grievance vexed by young Pharaoh, followed by Seti putting the final call for judgment on Dr. York. And that being to say that they represent the ancestors. At that point, I can't, even if I'm a Nuwaubian, I can't defend or condemn York. I have to listen to the facts. Because when the facts is presented, it's a couple things that has to take place. The public, the more I see if it's a valid or invalid judgment on York, the more I see it, the more powerful it be. So the judgment that's taking place with York is critical for his liberation if you a Nuwaubian. And I see you, Christ. So Seti said, this is real. I'm standing here for my ancestors. At that point, Judgment Day. The third prong of calling for judgment has been met. I don't care if the Nuwaubians defend him or not. They should if they think he's innocent. And if he turns out, we have to use the judicial.
Yeah, they not.
Yeah.
Man,
They calling them illegal aliens.
Yeah.
They the ones who's got the blood right to the land, and that's why they keep coming home.
Dang. That's crazy.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Let's move on. Okay, so now they didn't made their trek across the land. You see how it is now?
Yeah.
It includes all that land that we was talking about.
Yeah.
Right? You see that on the right side, it looked like stair steps going up.
Yeah.
The Rocky Mountains is the natural separation right there.
Yeah. Look how it was all the way up there. Damn near almost. That's all California pretty much. And then some of like Oregon and like Utah, some of Utah. Yeah. Texas. Yeah.
You can side by side compare it to a modern American map.
Mm-hmm.
Now remember, the blue part, now look at it, the United States of America, and cross the Appalachians and move to the Rockies.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now they back against the Rockies. They got the Mexicans over the hills from them. And this is the Mexican-American War. This is the American invasion to wrestle. The English want to wrestle the country from the Spaniards.
Dang, that's crazy, bro. Right there, too.
Okay, now, by treaty, this is what they annexed from them. Annex means that you hold part of the treaty back until certain conditions is met. Now, Mexico is just as oil rich as Saudi Arabia damn near. Let's pull up Mexico oil reserve.
Okay, let's get them.
Mexico don't nobody need to be poor in Mexico. When I get done showing you what I'm about to show you, nobody in Mexico should be poor.
Man, crack. Hey, somebody say Rod Hayes get these niggas, man. Look at the all reserve. Damn.
Go to the main page so it can tell you how much they got.
Oh, look. What? Fortune. What? Let go. Real quick. So they got 50. Magnitude.
Go back to the main page because we want to see.
Okay, let me go back.
Okay, go to all at the top.
I got you. Let me get this out of the way. It says 58 billion barrels.
5.8 billion barrels.
Yeah, for me, yeah.
Okay, what it say in 2021? Crude oil reserve in Mexico amounted to 5.8 billion barrels, a decrease of 50% from the 10.5 billion barrels reported in 2009. Mexico is the second largest crude oil producer in Latin America, ranking behind Brazil.
Damn.
Why they poor? That ain't
all. Yeah, go ahead. Get these niggas, right?
Right. So pull up Mexican mineral wealth.
Mexico is amongst the world's largest producer of oil, silver, copper, gold, lead, zinc, natural gas, and wood. Other minerals such as mercury, cadmium, anonymous, magnesium, iron, and coal, and also are found.
Okay, now look, before you go any further, see the dark print?
So, amongst the world's largest producers of oil, silver, copper, gold, lead, zinc, natural gas.
So again, why is they leaving Mexico to come up here for a fucking job?
Yeah. Go ahead.
All right. Now, all the same, pull up Texas oil production. This would have been Mexico wealth too, had America not annexed Texas.
Crude oil, 15,000?
15 point.
Okay, it's a point.
612 million barrels.
Damn. That's why Texas is one of the richest states up in the United States. It's more billionaires in Texas than anywhere.
Right. Now watch this.
Yeah.
This oil is not traded on the open market. The American military buy all American made oil for the National Reserve.
All
of this oil they've been buying it from the producers or the producers. They've been buying the oil and they've been saving it for critical times. In case, because remember, they defeated Japan by cutting off their fuel supply.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what made the Japanese become kamikaze or wind warriors, flying their planes into the boats.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right. So, they stealing the wealth from Mexico. Somebody is. Right. So the people not getting they all of this is belong to the people of Mexico.
Hey, there's a connection between, because when Madrid took over, because he was in connection with Bushnell, and Bushnell was connected with the Rockefellers, and the Rockefellers, John D. Rockefeller was the all Standard Oil, and they was down there in Mexico drilling for oil, Standard Oil. That's John D. Rockefeller now.
Now watch this. Put in Arizona oil wealth.
Oh shit. Somebody say, shit.
All of this came on the heels of the Louisiana Purchase.
right. Oh yeah. Texas is the richest. Okay, hold up. What does it say right here?
Okay, it said they don't have an oil reserve.
Okay, no proof.
Or natural gas reserve. Okay, so put it in New Mexico.
Yeah, they have collected 7.8 billion. Project can go okay, states off. Search Mexico.
It said the state accounted for more than 11% of total U.S. crude oil production.
What? That's a big number though. 10% is a big ass number. That's a big ass number. Yeah. That's like 100,000 out of a million.
Yeah, look at the number. Crude oil. 3.365 million barrels. That's 3,365,000,000 barrels of crude from New Mexico. Now remember this all revenue that Mexico as a nation would have had they not annexed this. Now let's look at Nevada and California to see how much wealth is being stolen by the organic people from Mexico proper.
It says they 15 small oil fields in the 3 areas of state. All right, hold up. So it says Nevada.
It's not significant. Okay, now California.
All right, we got you. That's still a lot. The 10% just alone in New Mexico.
Yeah. Now that ain't even counting what they getting as Mexico and what they would be getting if Texas was still Mexico.
1.8 million barrels is coming from California every day. Oh, it's consumed every day. Hold up. Damn, that's a lot of. Oh, look at this. Oh, and California has now.
The question is, if they producing this much gas fuel in California, why is their gas prices so much higher on the West Coast?
Exactly. That's a good question.
All right, now, so we know that somebody's stealing money from Mexico. They use the treaties to annex California, Arizona, New Mexico, Nevada, and Texas from Mexico. Texas became the Lone Star State. It's the only state that doesn't need congressional approval to sever from the Union. So the state of California, the state of Texas, if it decided to secede from the United States, can form itself up into many as 5 different independent nations. This is all in a treaty arrangement. Right. So now Texas got representatives in the Senate and Congress because they became a state. The same as with New Mexico, Arizona, California, and Nevada. Now, all of these people that they calling the illegals, this is what they stealing from them proper.
Fire, man.
So when we talk about the Indigenous Rights Act and reclaiming the wealth of the land, reparations is pocket change. It's a distraction. Because we got full right to the mineral wealth of the earth according to the motherline coming out of Big Mama house. Right? The coal and the gold. Right. In this case, liquid coal, which is oil.
That's right.
Right? So when you're looking at people in poverty, don't think that their nation is poor because the people in poverty. Just realize that somebody's stealing the money at the top and not sharing the wealth with the people from the land, and the people need to be in the outrage. But the people are so busy trying to make their day-to-day life that the harder the taskmaster and the more oppressed they keep them, the less they can see their way out of the oppression. The guy, put this name in your Google. I want people to see who he is. His name is Emilio, Amilio Zapata, Zapa.
I got him. Yeah. We got his head right here.
This is DeMarcus Garvey of Mexico.
Oh, yeah. I made a movie about this dude.
They don't like us talking about him.
Let me blow
right?
up.
Click the first picture. That's the one I like with the big Garvey mustache.
I got you. Let me get him out there. Let me get him. Right there.
Mm-hmm.
He look like Pablo S. I mean, he look like that dude. What's that one name? Not Pablo. Yeah, the other one that was working for Pablo. That they kept on arresting. The feds kept on arresting. He broke out. Not Gustavo. What's that dude name? If somebody drop in the chat, they know who I'm talking about. The one that was moving in the underground. Let me get him pulled up, right? Damn, what the hell just happened?
You were just in there.
Yeah, I'm like right here. I got it right here. Boom. I got a bigger hard drive on the way, so I'm gonna have this all neater. So and I'm gonna have all your folders, every class we do saved up.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so okay, where is it at? Boom, I got them right here. Oh yeah.
So Emilio Zapata.
Chapo, yeah, Chapo, that's his name. Chapo. He look like El Chapo.
No, he don't look like El Chapo.
Yeah, darker though. You know, he got the black. He got some black in him or whatever. A dark skin.
He was probably about my complexion. But listen, his name Emilio Zapata. We need to know about him.
Okay, go ahead.
Emilio Zapata was the freedom fighter that influenced Che Guevara. He influenced, he told Pablo Escobar what to do. Not Pablo Escobar, the famous Mexican
Pancho Villa.
Pancho Villa. This who gave him orders.
Okay.
Pancho Villa